is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
City of Chicago is turning hotel into a homeless shelter for up to 7 months. So Bougie Heather found her way.
All right.
Postpartum body rebuild plan. You have a plan to rebuild your body, but that's it? You need to rebuild your life.
All right, so yesterday Xavier and I did 12 miles. The day before yesterday, I'm pretty sure we did 6 miles or 4 to 6 miles at least. I'm 3 weeks postpartum and a couple days, so I'm taking the rest of the week off from any strenuous exercise and just resting my body. I did start to feel some pain in my lower region, and the most important thing is listening to your body. So we're literally going to rest tomorrow. We have an appointment in the morning, so we have to commute there. And then Monday, I have a bunch of appointments again. Beginning Monday, Xavier and I are going to start running or jogging for an hour in the mornings. So we're going to get in as many miles as we can in that 1 hour, but I don't want to spend my entire day just like doing cardio. And I'm also going to develop a bars routine because there's some bars. So not bars like drinking. Uneven bars.
Okay, well, we know what you're thinking. We wasn't thinking that, bruh.
I know that it was for sure 12 miles yesterday because I put it into MapQuest. Look. Also, you guys, I am, as you know, always interested in remote jobs. I'm going to post.
Look at those eyes.
My resume again, along with my letters of recommendation. These are physicians at Northwestern Hospital, as well as the daughter of someone I did home health for in 2020. I am going to repost my resume, repost those letters of recommendation. Any sort of remote job, customer service job, even home health on a part-time basis I can do, but I don't want to be away from Weston once he's back.
Once he's back. Why didn't you want to be away from him this whole entire time and got your shit done right?
For longer than just part-time. So any sort of remote work, you guys, I'm fantastic at typing, data entry, billing, coding. I have proficiency in...
Well, someone just came in or left. It sounds like someone just came in.
Marketing, social media management, social media marketing. And I'm very, very well spoken and articulate, and I learn very fast. So any jobs, please.
Not reading it. Recommendation letter. Recommendation letter. Recommendation letter. Resume. Also spent a few semesters at COD. If that helps. She added that to her resume. She didn't even add it to her resume. She just put on the sticker. I'm so tired of seeing this stupid... Newborn mom stuff. I have to wake up for these alarms and pump to get my milk supply to stay up.
You guys know I'm not against the police, but...
This is also true for the unethical use of confidential informants. I wrote a blog post about it in 2020.
No, I'm not against the police, but I just heard, pardon me, gangbangers.
Of course you're not against the police, Heather. After all these years following you and what you say, well, of course you're not.
No. A phrase that I've been trying to communicate. This woman said, the cops said to her, why didn't you call the cops? And she said, I did. The cops come quick when they're arresting us, not so much when we need help.
No, he's not dealing anymore.
If you don't know what that means.
I do agree with that, honestly. Sorry.
That's privilege.
That doesn't mean it's privilege. You don't have to deal with it.
So I'm watching Chicago PD on ION channel, and all of these topics are discussed in my blog posts on Merciful Storm. So there's a really good blog post that I wrote that puts a lot of perspective for people who haven't gone through it or haven't been exposed to it on the use of confidential informants. And it's the the state departments, so like the state's attorneys, the DOJ, and then the cops, and then these informants, and you have these three groups with all conflicting interests. The informants have to provide information to get their deal. The state has to get the information and the convictions, to keep their status quo up. And the police are somewhere in the middle, working through these cases and sifting through the bullshit. So it's very unethical. I haven't found another way yet, and I've given it a lot of consideration, but the use of confidential informants or anyone who's incentivized, as I was saying, or using anyone who's incentivized to get out of serving time by committing crimes or turning someone else in for committing crimes is manufactured crime. So there are and then the state has all of this pressure. They just played it in an example here. This woman is in cooking school.
She's just laid up in the bed watching a fucking TV show, 10:19 p.m. How in the world does she still manage to find things better than she pretty much deserves? I don't know.
Have an addiction, but has been clean for years, and she's working actively on a deal, and they're telling her, you need to go find heroin dealers in Pilsen. Here's money, buy heroin. And she's like, I can't do that. And they're like, well, then you're going to get a felony on your record. And she's like, I'm in culinary school. This is just one example, but it's very, very much loosely based on reality, because these people are incentivized, to do this, but not really given an option. What's your option? Go to prison?
Yes. If she's in culinary school and she's trying to get her life right, she shouldn't be doing fucking drugs.
Or go through that? I mean, two shitty choices,
March 14th, 2024, God is saying to you today, you're about to receive a harvest of blessings. I am honoring the seeds you have sown, the prayers you have prayed, the worship you have offered, the sacrifices you have made, and the perseverance you have shown. Get ready, an outpouring of blessings are coming your way. Amen. Yes, but listen, this is what I'm saying. Do you even, do you understand what you're reading and posting and saying? What have you done, Heather? You haven't offered anything. You haven't sacrificed anything.
If you guys use LinkedIn and you've actually received success, I got a few jobs through LinkedIn, through applying from LinkedIn. But for the last several years, I've been circulating my resume, and I have not heard back from really any of the opportunities I've applied to. And most of them, I'm overqualified. My resume is way overqualified. I just applied to another 5 to 10 jobs before we get ready for our day. If you guys have had success with LinkedIn, let me know right here. What job did you get, and how long did you stay there?
Treat your kids with so much love that if someone mistreats them, they will know immediately. Wow. Heather, you're not even supposed to be freaking showing him. And this is what aggravates me the most, is because I feel like her getting donations is more important than her getting her baby back. Because obviously that's going to be one of the rules. Do not share photos of him.
So the crazy part about that photo shoot and all the photo shoots that I do as a queen, I never curate them in advance. They always come about organically at the shoot. So I'll have a pre-scheduled shoot, and they just assign me as that role. Now listen to this. I was at a place in my life when I did that. That was the first queen shoot, actually the second queen shoot of a series of 3. And I did that one, and we collaged it, or...
I have no idea what she's talking about. I don't know if I don't know. I'm so lost.
Kind of made the mourning queen in the background, mourning MOURNING, with the triumphant queen in the front with a poker face on, just a straight face, you can't even tell what she's thinking about. And immediately after publishing, that's kind of the way life started going. Almost as if God is curating. I think I'm the one I think I'm curating my life. and these photo shoots, and then it's like, oh, how did that happen? But it's been that way for lots of photo shoots. Let me share a couple of more.
Are you kidding? I can't take this seriously. I hate this. I always thought this was a joke. I always thought this was from a parody page. Scooter. I miss the scooter. Looking like Rugrats.
Now, a lot of people think that there are several models that I work with. I'm the only model. I'm the one and only.
Whoever thought you worked with any models?
People think that there are several models that I work with.
No,
I'm the only model. I'm the one and only model for the whole entire GoPro Solo. The only other person on the earth who's ever curated for GoPro Solo, there are two besides myself. My former assistant Amy and Xavier. Those are the only ones who have curated for GoPro Solo besides myself. And I'm literally the only model. So I work with a lot of wigs. I work with a lot of different makeup looks.
Does she really honestly think that we think it's not Heather? We know it's all you.
And we try really, really hard to communicate the messages or vibes, as some people like to call them, with just me. And by altering my hair and makeup and outfit, we can encapsulate an entire different vibe. So if you guys are into that, if you guys are musicians, if you guys are models, if you guys are
I'm sorry, but she seems pretty high right now. They probably smoked in that room. I want to know the rules of that room. It reminds me of whenever I used to live in Tampa and there were so many homeless people. They made this, it wasn't even a hotel. It was like this huge apartment building that was like a huge ass house, and that all the homeless people lived there. But they weren't as fortunate as Heather because they didn't have furniture and TVs. It was literally an abandoned building. They had to lay on the floor unless they brought something to sleep on. They didn't have a TV to watch. They only brought what they could. And we, as a church, went to go feed them. And it was the last place we went to feed. And if anyone knows, the last place you go to whenever you're feeding homeless people, that's usually the scariest, worst part of town.
Content creators, any sort of creatives, and you're looking for curation, please let us know.
And she got cut off again. Just like that. Yeah, you would think a light bulb would go off. A light bulb needs to go off in your head. She looks so different over the years. Wet waste. Don't be happy. Oh my gosh. I feel like, I don't know if she was stressed. I think she was doing drugs. I don't know if she was doing drugs or stressed. I don't know. But I feel like these areas, because there was a part where I feel like whenever she was with her kids and like the last, what was it? It was just her, like, her boyfriend or whatever, because she was just married to the first one, right? But anyways, whenever she was with them and she has pictures, it seems like she has a healthy weight. She looks healthy. She's smiling. She genuinely, through her eyes, look happy. But then there's moments where it's like, whoa, she lost a lot of weight. And I'm not saying she looks horrible. I'm just saying it doesn't look healthy on her. It looks like I don't know. I would just be, I don't know. I'm like, something happened at this point. And if y'all remember, she was super skinny whenever she went on Love After Lockup, and she had that short, crazy hair. She pretended like she can't breathe. Girl, stop poking your booty out. Okay, there we go. This doesn't even look like her. Why Why? There's aluminum foil everywhere, ma'am. Even on the doors. Why is there aluminum foil on the windows? There's no way you did that for a picture. I used to think this picture was cute because she looks so innocent, but now it's kind of awkward because I know too much of her to be wearing this fucking dress. And I want to say, wasn't this her oldest daughter's dress? It's kind of scary. It doesn't look right. Come on, let's go. We're going to be late.
To give you guys a better look. Let me not.
That's a lot of alcohol right there. Who you saying what damn? Where you at right there?
Drop.
Damn! Yeah, you don't drink my ass. You way too excited to be looking at them then, huh?
The Ciroc. Oh, man.
As she has a cigarette in her hand, stop. Does she have a bandana? Shut up, Heather. You have a bandana in your... What you gonna do?
To give you guys a better look.
Classy, Heather. Real classy.
Let me not drop the Ciroc. Oh, man. Woo!
So weird. Very, very weird. They can see her webs. Oh no. Why so short? What is this? This is so weird. So weird. It's so weird. That's a lot of bones you're showing. You're exposing a lot of bones. This is whenever she started doing duster, probably. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have no idea when she started doing it. You could just tell. That's kind of weird. That's all I can say with these pictures. That definitely does not look like her. She almost looks... Look how... Oh, she looks just way too skinny for her, I think. I mean, she looks good right there. But maybe that was the angle. You know, you just have to be healthy. That's scary. And weird. She always always be poking her booty out. No, thank you. At 1 Heather G, January 5th, 2020. I'm sad. I have always been a generous person, doing my best to help everyone I meet. My heart and soul are broken. I try to smile through my tears. I try to be brave and do the right things. I offer my best advice and guidance to everyone I encounter and be free of judgment, resentment, and or grudges. What do you do as a giver to protect yourself from a world full of takers? Courage is not the absence of fear. It's acknowledgement of fear mixed with the dedication to succeed. I know some of you are friends with my parents or new to Insta. I just added about 200 more people, or DM me if you have any questions about creative or professional experience. I know some of you are friends with my parents. What? Oh, then you better watch what you say.
So if you are new here and you have not checked out GoPro Solo, the production page, please feel free to go click on the story, the little circle in the top left. For all my new to Insta users, just the top circle, click, and you can see the entire story. I posted just about, a fourth of all the photo shoots I've ever done in my life. And again, we curate these. I did most of those ones by myself before I met Xavier and after Amy and I had gone separate ways. But
bro, what did you do? I don't know if this is just weed.
They're very simple for me. They come very, very natural for me. And campaigns go along with them. So I have a lot of marketing background. So if you are looking for any sort of creative direction, I also write. So I write ad copy, I write songs, poetry, stories. I'm writing a novel.
Write me a song. How much does it cost if I tell you to write me a song?
Right now, some of you have heard some of the passages. I have a podcast as well.
Instagram steady kicking her off.
For anyone who was worried about my milk supply, pardon me.
Ain't nobody worried about your milk supply. We just saying we getting tired of hearing the pumping, and there's really we don't want to hear about it. You don't even really need to do it. At least not for the baby. You're doing it for yourself. Next.
It's back up. So thank you so much for your concern. It just took me pumping every 2 to 3 hours over and over, even when only a little milk would come out. And then seeing the baby and feeding him, it came right back. So we're back up to 6 ounces per pump.
What? No. I don't believe that. Is there? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
And then seeing the baby and feeding him, it came right back. So we're back up to 6 ounces per pump every 4 to 6 hours, which is where I'm going to keep it. And yeah, so that's all fixed. It is frustrating and scary when you get so engorged. I highly recommend never allowing yourself, if you can help it, to go 12, 16 hours without pumping or feeding. It's very painful. And there's also a huge risk for mastitis, which is like really hard little balls and like cement feeling tissue in your breast that becomes infected. You should always be pumping, even if you're deciding not to breastfeed anymore. You then wrap your breast in an ace bandage and still express at least an ounce of milk every, I would say, 4 to 6 hours until your supply diminishes. You never just want to, stop from where I was, 30 to 40 ounces in 2 days. It's just very painful, and there's an incredible risk of infection if you do it that way. So everything is back to normal. We're getting a fridge. They promised us for the room with a little freezer in it.
Wow.
So we're just very grateful to be back on track. And thank you guys for asking. Good morning, guys.
This shelter makes us use wristbands, and I don't know what IDS means. What is IDS?
Good morning, guys. So I just posted that post about home health care. I have 4 children. I have raised mostly by myself. So the big kids were 0 years old when I began raising them, and full-time they lived with me their entire lives through 2020 when COVID came and I experienced this homelessness for the first time. So I had to let them go to stay with their fathers mostly, but I am an excellent caregiver and really
But not for your kids. Make that make sense.
Capable when it comes to taking care of children, elderly, sick people. If you have someone like that, I am 100% willing to work with Medicare or even Medicaid as billable insurances. So please email me, use the one Heather G email. And if it's live-in caregiving, even better. So
No.
please let me know about that. I can bring, my children over like on the weekends. Anything that's going to give me the most opportunity to be with my family, I'm looking for. So remote would be ideal. Remote with, a salary ranging from 50 to 80,000 annual is really what I'm looking for right now. My last time I was a full-time employee of Northwestern, I was making approximately 45, and then I had a whole bunch of supplementary projects going on. So about about 45,000 annual. I want to take a step up from that, but obviously if you're offering 45, please still contact me. Use the Heather @gmail.com email, and let me know if you guys need references or letters of recommendation. This is how I look in the morning. Scary, huh? So I just woke up again. I'm waking up every 3 to 6 hours, we'll say, for pumping. If I'm awake, I usually am doing it like 2 to 3 to get the supply up. But if I'm sleeping, usually every 5 to 4 hours, I'll wake up to pump, whether that's through setting an alarm or whatever. Now, in the book, The Body Keeps the Score, for survivors of post-traumatic stress, my personal issues, they prevented me from sleeping. They were surrounding fears of not having enough money, pressures from working a lot, as well as other abuses that I had endured, mental, sexual, physical, etc. In that novel, it talks about the number of years that it took you to get abused. You need at least, in best case, that number and half that number. So again, that was the book. I was discussing complex and simple trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. When you have these things, it takes the book, The Body Keeps the Score, discusses how you need at least the time period of abuse and half, up to 3 times the period of abuse, to chemically get your brain back to where it's quote-unquote normal. And what that means is where you were before you started enduring the abuse. So for me personally, I like to use the example of being sleep deprived. There was a good 2 to 3 year period when I was only sleeping 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours a night. Some nights I was sleeping not at all. The kids would go with their dads on the weekends, and I would try to work as much as I possibly could so that during the week I could be home with them. I just slept from 7 p.m. last night to 9 a.m. this morning. I'm still a little tired. And it's not just that. You have to actually not be abused anymore. So if you're given this rest period, of 2 years after undergoing 2 to 3 years of that type of abuse, but for the first 2 years of the 2 years, you're still being sexually assaulted or physically or mentally manipulated.
Oh my gosh. Okay, come on. I'm done. I didn't sign up for counseling today.
Or abused in some way, that's not a period of healing. That's a period of prolonged abuse. So I discussed this a lot in the thesis that I was writing about PTSD. I am looking, in addition for employment, for publishers or people with experience in publishing to help me. I have everything handwritten, as well as written in my notes. It's very chaotic, but it's very intelligent and well thought out, and I really want to publish. So for people who have experience in publishing, please also use the Heather G email. So I was approved for medical and food benefits, along with emergency cash benefits, which emergency status means they give it to you right away. And I was approved through August of 2024. Immediately after I got out of the hospital, I tried to use my card. No money, no funding. So I called, and even though they let Xavier do his midpoint certification over the phone and gave him all of his money, they don't allow me to do that. They want me to go into the office. Well, bus passes cost $20 each.
Oh gosh, here's an excuse why Heather can't do something.
For a 7-day period, and ours expire on Monday. So I have nothing but appointments this upcoming week. Most of them are on Zoom or telehealth, but I do need to get to that office by Monday so that I can get those benefits by Friday. And until then, if anyone wants to donate a lunch or a meal, please do so with Cash App, and thank you in advance. The reason why I can't be a starving artist is because I'm also a mom. And a business professional, and a healthcare professional, and a marketing and social media manager, and all of these other things. So specifically, I need to pump breast milk, and it needs to be filled with nutrients and vitamins. I still take prenatals. I just got a refill yesterday, so that my breast milk is packed with tons of vitamins and food that's good for baby. But I miss breakfast. So if anyone wants to send me
Oh my gosh.
some little donation for food,
Wow.
please do so via Cash App, or you could use Google Pay. Either one would be very much appreciated. Something else that I found that's interesting is if you guys read this book, The Body Keeps the Score, it's about PTSD and other things like that. I went a good 2 to 3 years only sleeping like 2 to 4 hours a night, like very abusive sleeping patterns. My body is so tired now. Last night, what time did I fall asleep, babe? 7:30? 8 o'clock?
Why you laid up in a hotel room, pretty much, basically.
Yeah. Literally. And I slept all the way until right now. And I'm just getting out of bed right now to pump. I did, in my defense, wake up every 3 to 4 hours to pump throughout the night. So that takes away some time. But it just goes to show you that it's true what they say in that book. They talk about how many years it takes to break your body down. It takes at least that and a half to rebuild your body back up, at least. On average, it takes 2 to 3 times that amount, but at least 1.5 times that amount. So if you've been abusing your body and not sleeping for 3 years.
Instagram says shut up.